So you're welcome back to African Colonization TV. I'm different history. In fact, in today's video, let's look into what is going on in Finland. So according to the headline, it says Simon Ekpa winning his case against Finland and Nigerian government. So, and then the issue of apology. Now, the lawyer who sentenced Simon Ekpa is now begging and saying that Simon Ekpa should forgive him on the thing he did, that he did not do it according to his will. He did it according to the will of the people who pushed him to do it. In fact, in this video, you are going to see everything and you're going to hear everything the way everything is happening, because as it is now, it is a review, a revelation, and a secret that has been hidden. Everything is now coming up right now. You know, since the day DOS, IPOB, and they start having issue, they start having tika everywhere. So many secret is now coming up, and the people who sentenced Simon Ekpa and the people who forced Finland to sentence him and other things. So that is what is happening now. So now many secret is now coming up, and this our brother is here to reveal to us a lot of secrets that is on the ground, and the thing that the Finland is now facing, and also the lawyer who sentenced him what he is now saying concerning things that is happening in Finland. Because we are expecting and we are hoping that the appeal, everybody is still waiting for the appeal of Simon Ekpa, and we are still looking on what will happen on that day, that we are still expecting that Simon Ekpa is going to have victory over them, because as it is, many of them is now calling for apology, telling him to in fact to forgive them for the thing they have done against him. And if you see the issue of some of the DOS members, they are also apologizing to Simon Ekpa against the thing they did to him. So as about to watch, like, subscribe, and share for everyone to see things going on in Biafran.
Wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I don't land again like Land Rover. Another important update just dropped. Just like the update I brought in the other day, where the attorney, or rather the judge who sentenced Simon Ekpa kind of issued a statement that he was being pushed by devil to deliver that judgment. In the other hand, other quarters also carried the news that he was being forced to discharge that judgment. Okay, another update is just dropped again now from Finland. You know, when I saw the update from one of what they call him, the president of Finland, Alexander Stubb's head, you know, one of his heads, he posted something, and that thing he posted is what I'm about to read to tell you. But what I want you to capture in before we get to the main place we picked up the title, you must have given up at that the title does not correlate with what I'm telling you. But let me tell you what you need to understand in this message. I will come down to analyze this message to a layman's understanding. The head came out to put up a tweet, and that tweet reads that Alexander Stubb, the president of Finland, and the party members their party members, which you know that Simon Ekpa is part of them, all of them that have come in a conclusion, and they have reached what we call a resolution to tender a public apology to Simon Ekpa for the way they treated him, that now they have known the real truth. You know, this message is not only a tweet that carries it. I have to find out by myself. You know, I take it upon myself now to research every information that comes my way using a way personalized AI intelligence, that is artificial intelligence, AI, what do I call it? Yeah, AI software that I paid $400 to be verifying informations for me. So when I put that message on AI, I was confirmed. You know, I was a kind of structuralized. You know, I was bamboozled. Bamboozled. Okay, let's put it that way. And when I went out there with that grog, it gave me a kind of information regarding that even the New York Times is aware of this message. And we have, New York Times belong to where? It's US. Then we have Reuters, which is also a British news agency. And we have AFP, also carries this news, Agency Française Presse. And the last but not the least, which is YLE, Finland government-owned newspaper online carries it, that they have already concluded to tender public apology to Simon Ekpa. You understand me? By his head. But I don't really know why they must put out such a tweet, because this is the modus operandi of Nigerian government officials. Many times, Bayo Ononuga have come out to issue some statements, and people will believe that it is from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, based on he is the special advisor on some critical issues, and also he's the spokesperson for the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But you find out that at the end of the day, they will delete that thing and tell you that, oh, it never emanated from the office of the president. So this one now, whether these guys now have told to that root of Nigerian politics, which I know that their legacy have been destroyed. You know the legacy of Finland, Nigerian governments have used them. I mean, they have helped them to destroy their legacy. Their legacy is giving room to countries who are fighting for self-determination. That is what Finland has been known. It is a long hereditary for that country. But under Alex Tobe, my brother, they have destroyed that legacy just because of 30 megawatt electric contract in Ikeja that the Nigerian government awarded to Alexander Tobe. So now they have found out that everything that Nigeria told them is all lies. You know, these things still bring us down back to when we tell you that internet control most of things that people hear. So people will not understand. They will say, oh, why must you make such a statement? Why must you? That was why every propaganda, do not take it for granted, my brother. Bash it. In fact, denounce it, debunk it as far as you can, as fast as you can. Because if you did not debunk it, my brother, it will get to the ears of people who have been hearing some bad news about you. Just they are kind of the news is coming to them like a breeze. Once it comes, breeze will just blow it out. And when they see that kind of news, and they will be looking other channels, other media, social media, to see if there is a debunk on that very particular propaganda. If there's no debunk, my brother, it becomes a reality. That was why we always say that that when a battle lingered in a very particular situation or area or a community, it becomes a tradition of that very particular area. So what am I trying to say here? This message that the head, one of the heads of Alexander Saul put out, I hope they will not come out tomorrow and tell us that it's never emanated from the office of Emmanuel Macron, Alexander Stubb. I hope they will never come out and tell us, oh, it is a typical error. We have already witnessed the one of Atiku Abubakar during the time of Deborah Samuel, where he made a tweet after the Northerners push him. Oh, we are not going to vote for you. He deleted that tweet and said, oh, the tweet never emanated from him because he never carried initial of AA. Say that it is AI, you know. Anyway, but this message now, we're going to read the article. Just calm down. Let me analyze this message to a layman's understanding. That is why you see me here every day in and every day out, working my ass out to make sure that I bring something new to the table, and please, to that I entertain you to the best you will expect from me. Okay, let me just read something before we come back. In a development during drawing attention from Biafran activists and international observers. Okay, let me also make this comment before I read this message. There's a condition they attached. Based on this is what Simon Ekpa have to make before they will say, okay, we are sorry, and also we are going to release you. The conditions is what I'm about to read now. So please let us listen attentively. One of the conditions is that he will stop to agitate for anything about Biafra using Finland as his base. That if he want to agitate, that he is free to be a Finland citizen, but he should go to another country to do that. You can imagine that. What kind of stupid condition is that? Okay, in a development drawing attention from Biafran activists and international observers, An heir to Finnish President Alexander Stubb reportedly issued a statement on social media regarding the situation of Simon Ekpa, the Finnish Nigerian activist and self-proclaimed leader of the Biafra government in exile. This one is from Reuters. Okay, according to circulating claims, the message posted on behalf of Stubb indicated a willingness to explore resolutions. Listen to me and listen good. He said, indicated a willingness to explore resolution options, including potential release and eased conditions for Ekpa. I repeat, including potential release or eased some conditions for Ekpa, provided commitments are made to avoid using Finnish territory for further agitation related to Biafran independent efforts. That is the language they use here. And according to them, the reported conditions center on referring from activists that could strain Finland-Nigeria relations or involve Finland directly in the separatist cause. Automatically, they want Simon Ekpa to wash his hands from anything that got to do with Biafra before they will say, we are sorry and we are going to pardon you. They said even if you want to agitate, say make you stay for within this our territory, but you are free to use our pali. Okay, the context and the background is here. Simon Ekpa, a dual Finnish and Nigerian citizen who has been vocal in the Biafran self-determination movement. He faces legal scrutiny in Finland and has been linked to calls for protests and actions in Nigeria's southeast state. Alexander Stubb, Finland's president, known for strong pro-Ukraine stances and European security forces. There's no verified, according to them, from Stubb. And according to the previous information and viral videos of such, we understand that Alexander Stubb and his cabinet, including the party members, are not well pleased with the way the issue of Simon Ekpa is being handled. Okay, period to Nigerian side, they said that this reported outreach appears aimed at the escalation rather than any formal policy shift. Okay, according to financial authorities, have historically handled Ekpa's case through legal channels, balancing freedom of speech with concerns over incitement, according to them, and foreign relations. Okay, Nigeria says the verification of this news, say before they can verify it, because they must surely do like the way they are, and according to how their name sounds. He said Nigeria says the verification of this news, as of now, no official confirmation from the President Tinubu's verified account at official BAT or Nigerian government TV channel. So every information that they never verify can never be authentic, because they need to guard it, they need to sanitize it. In fact, they need to add pepper, salt, and every other thing to bring it to the general public, so that they will paint a different narrative other than what the people who actually issue this news are painting it. You see Nigerian? You see this contraction of a country. You see this bamboozled nation. Okay, let us continue. He said, Nigerian television channels, maybe like TVC, and then we come there, they will boost out so many, has surfaced in major searches. Much of the discussion remains in foreign lands and Nigerian activist circles on social media platforms like Facebook, where claims can spread quickly. Official statement from Abuja, the needs to punish. Okay, the official from Abuja are citing the needs to punish Simon Ekpa or any other person who is involved in what we call the separatist the separatist issue. This story is fast developing and going viral, according to Nigerian authorities. And I said observers, maybe they are EFCC, they are the observers, NFIU, and so on and so forth. I said they are watching for any formal response from the Nigerian officials for real-time update. Check credible news source and verify government channels rather than unverified social media posts. You see all these things they are saying here, all these things are babash. The officials are watching, so they might decide to do to others what they did to that rattle guy that posted the news of Bayo Nonuga, something of that. No, Bola Ahmed Tinubu voice. I mean, they call it AI voice. You know what they did to the guy? They didn't go for the person who generated that voice, but they go for the guy who shared it. They know the person who generated it because they have every equipment to track everything. Every device in that zoo called Nigeria. Nigerian authorities, their security architecture have every device to track it. But they will not track it because the person, or rather, where that clip emanated, belongs to them. The person they expected to use it to tie down, it didn't work out for them. So that was why they released that guy and warned him not to talk or to disclose to anybody what transpired between him and the EFCC official, because if he get back to this place again, they are not sure or guaranteed his safety of going out alive. You understand? So this one now they're telling you no official, they'll be looking for somebody now to say, oh, we have tried this guy. He's the one that who is circulating this message from foreign land without endorsement from Abuja or whatever. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this is the problem. And that's the more reason why we all Biafrans have to stick one place. In fact, stick our heads together and fight for this just cause. If you are an Igbo man and you are still shouting one Nigeria, I am very, very sorry for you. I am wonderfully sorry for you because you are going to regret it at the end of the day.
Oh yes, this is a very, very powerful news. Well, let's keep waiting and let's keep seeing the whole thing, the way everything is happening. And I hope you all watch it to this extent and you all understand what he mean and what he said. Let's watch and let's see the move by US as they want to use diplomatic push to release Nnamdi Kanu. They are now pushing for Nnamdi Kanu release, telling Tinubu and his government to fast and release Nnamdi Kanu and do the right thing. Just watch by yourself. Coming from Okocha, our brother, he's an activist. Hear from him, you have a lot to say.
This is Tuesday evening, 2nd day of June 2026. There was a resolution submitted by Congressman James. It was dated on April 9, 2026, highlighting the growing concerns about the treatment of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who remains in custody following his controversial transfer from Kenya to Nigeria in June 2021 and was later convicted and imprisoned in November 2025. All right, let's talk about why the United States Rep, led by a resolution of Rep James, want to mount a diplomatic pressure on Nigeria to releasing Nnamdi Kanu. As I said, this is just a diplomatic pressure, nothing more, nothing else. And they have a key evidence or a key reason why they are mounting a diplomatic pressure. And that is what I want to explain to you in this video. Now, if you remember in the year 2021, after the Nigerian government did what they did by kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, bringing him into Nigeria, remember that the United Nations Committee on Arbitrary Detention, they had a sitting. They declared what they did to Nnamdi Kanu illegal. It was everywhere. Remember what James Motosho said, that international law or international United Nations law cannot supersede Nigerian constitution. So that is why he did not even look towards that angle to judging Nnamdi Kanu case. Whether the United Nations said Nigeria is wrong by detaining him, it does not concern them. So they are not bound to obeying a law that they have signature on. But little do they know that that is also a key factor where the United States of America Rep James will come in to advocate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. All right. As you can see, the topic of this newspaper, U.S. House of Reps introduces a resolution citing human rights concern in Nnamdi Kanu case. Let us understand the details. I'm going to explain this article paragraph by paragraph for you to understand the details of the resolution by this rep man. It reads that the United States House of Representatives has introduced a resolution calling on the government of Nigeria to ensure that all legal proceedings involving Nnamdi Kanu are conducted in line with Nigerian constitution, obligations, and international human rights commitments. So this is going to be something that is going to hit the Nigerian government, especially this time that election is coming. You know, Nigerian politicians, they fear anything about election because they don't want to lose power. So anything that has to do with diplomatic pressure, they don't always like to, fight it, because it will go a long way sabotaging their rigging and everything. When you are a thief, you will always do something to please the police so that they will not come and arrest you. That is what majority of these people are doing. All right. Let us also understand one thing before I move forward. You see, Nigerian newspapers, every now and then, they were calling Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist because they said IPOB is proscribed. Like, they find joy in doing all this thing. How many newspaper have you seen calling the Fulani militia terrorists? How many newspaper in Nigeria have you seen calling all these people, killing, beheading people terrorists? How many newspaper? I'm asking you, because you were brainwashed to be thinking that, what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was doing, we want to divide Nigeria. Anybody that want to divide Nigeria, the person is a bad person, because you were psycho-conditioned to believe that. Unfortunately, here we are. Everything now is against us. Look at the people killing you every day. Every state in Nigeria is under siege. Every state in Nigeria is under siege. And no newspaper is calling these people out. No newspaper is calling them terrorists. No newspaper is calling them terrorists. But every now and then, Vanguard News, Channels Television, Guardian, The Nation, TVC News, they found joy, Daily Trust, in calling IPOB proscribed, calling Nnamdi Kanu terrorist. If Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, US will not be advocating for him. Or the whole international body, there is no place they have declared that, IPOB is a terrorist organization. Because the world knows the people who are the terrorists. The world knows who are the terrorists. The world understands the reason why they are persecuting Nnamdi Kanu. It is just because of you. You don't know that anyone that challenges powers that be, anyone that challenges terror sponsors, they will take him out of the way. That is just the clear definition of what transpired. Now, let us continue. The resolution submitted by Rep. James and dated April 9, 2026 highlights growing concern about the treatment of Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who remained in custody following his controversial transfer from Kenya to Nigeria in June 2021, and was later convicted and imprisoned in November 2025. On November 20, 2025, a federal high court in Abuja, presided over by Justice James Omotosho, found Nnamdi Kanu guilty on terrorism-related charges, including inciting violence and unlawful broadcasts. The judge sentenced Kanu to life imprisonment for count 1, 4, 5, and 6, opting against the death penalty, which is currently frowned upon globally. He also received concurrent 20-year and 5-year sentence for other counts. Whereas concerns have been raised regarding the circumstances of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's apprehension in Nairobi, Kenya in June 2021 and his subsequent transfer to Nigeria, the resolution states, noting that legal observers and international bodies have questioned whether the transfer comply with international law. The document cites findings of the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, which is July 2022, concluded that Nnamdi Kanu detention violated international human rights obligation. If he is a terrorist, United Nations Working Group will not come out to make this statement. So the world knows the people who are the terrorists. You understand? Now, let us see what we go with this. As I said before, this is nothing but just a diplomatic pressure. Yeah, this is a diplomatic pressure. And I believe that Nigerian government will bow down to this pressure. Yes, Nigerian government will bow down to this pressure. And, Nigeria ruling APC, they can do everything for politics. This time around, they are looking for who to vote for them. They might say, let us release Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe his people will use because of that to vote for us. Unfortunately, the time that maybe you are supposed to do it, people will say, yes, you release it by yourself. I think the time has passed. But let's see what this diplomatic pressure is going to, what is going to yield. Now, out of the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, but in relation to this case, the terrorists who are called bandits, in the opposite of Nnamdi Kanu, they were imported by this government. You know why I said in the opposite of Nnamdi Kanu? If Nigerian Secret Service, DSS, Police, Army They are going to visit terrorists every day in the bush. They will follow Gumi. It's Gumi that confesses that they follow him to go and see the terrorists. That is to say, these people knows who are the terrorists, number one. Secondly, if they say that Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, and they are now rehabilitating the terrorists, but the sentence him to prison is just an opposite to tell you that he is not a terrorist. We know the terrorists in this country. We know the terrorists who are in Aso Rock, according to, Kunde Ondawumi. We know the governors who are terrorists. We know the terrorists who are in the Senate. We have proofs of everything that they are doing. So the government, they themselves are in trouble because the government is the government of terrorists. The evidence is everywhere. People who are sponsoring terrorism are in the government. They are paying terrorists. The people they are even paying confess it. The victims who stay with them confesses it. Nasser Rufai, who is part of Tinubu Kaba, who has been working with APC since, he knows that they are paying terrorists. He came to tell the whole world that Tinubu is paying terrorists. That does not exonerate him that he is also a good man, that he himself was not paying terrorists. No, that is not exempting him. But you know, when I am a thief, you are a thief. We know ourselves, so I can tell people what you are doing. That is the case of Erufai and Tinubu. Erufai coming out to expose Tinubu. In trying to remove Jonathan, they imported stateless people, Fulani militia, from all over the world. This is what I wanted US to raise since. This is what I wanted the world to raise. Because this is the only reason why terrorism flourishes in Nigeria, why they are paying them, doing all sorts of things. Who is going to challenge them? That is the only reason why Nnamdi Kanu stood up. Nnamdi Kanu said, I can't watch these politicians importing terrorists to rape our mothers, kill our children, do this, do this. I am going to defend my land. I am going to defend my ancestral land. I am going to defend the land of my father. That is his only crime. He started broadcast, educating people, trying to make sure that people wake up from their slumber, emancipating people, and they see that this man is a problem. We cannot completely capture Nigeria if this man is free. Never can we capture Nigeria if Nnamdi Kanu is free. And a lot of people don't know that if Nnamdi Kanu is not in detention, that Fulani terrorists will not stage in Nigeria today. It's a promise. You don't know. If Nnamdi Kanu is not in detention, Fulani terrorists will never capture Nigeria. As I speak to you, every state, including my state, Delta State, is under siege. Everywhere, these people are killing. But when Nnamdi Kanu was challenging them, equipping people mentally, people of Benue, he was equipping them mentally. Then he formed a vigilante group called ESM because there was nothing like security outfit defending our land. Military and police, they were colluding with the terrorists. The evidence of collusion of the military and the terrorists is everywhere. I still have it. They were colluding. You know when T.Y. Danjuma said they collude, people fail to understand that. When Kunda Ondawumi, head of military intelligence agency, now retired, said they are the terrorists, they are in the government. People fail to understand. But that is the real thing I am telling you today. That if Nnamdi Kanu is not in detention, Fulani militia will never capture Nigeria. But people will not understand it. People will say, no, Nnamdi Kanu was the one that was arming boys. They destabilized the Southeast. Shut up. What did you know? What do you know? Do you have the proof how the Southeastern governors, how they arm their boys answering ESM? These are the boys that even though military captured them, military will say, we have captured these people. Tomorrow, these people will leave. Who is releasing them? These people have also confirmed that governors approach them. Governors buy a book for them. Governors do all sorts of things for them. There is no insurgency, insecurity that can last in a country for 1 year, 6 months, 1 month if the government is not involved. Don't let anybody to deceive you that there is somebody hidden sponsoring insecurity. I read the story of Anini. It was police and people in government that was helping Anini to terrorize the old men there. But when the president asks the police inspector, where is Anini? Get him or will get you fired. They produce Anini now. They produce him. So when we are talking about all this, we know what we are talking about. We know what we are talking about. If Nnamdi Kanu is not in detention, Fulani militia will never capture Nigeria. The man was like a bone. Just telling you what is going to happen, exposing so many things. And he was hated for that. He was hated for that. Now, the question is this. if the United States House of Rep receiving this submission, putting diplomatic pressure on Nigeria, if they succeeded in releasing Nnamdi Kanu, there are a lot of truths that is going to be unfolded. A lot of truths will be unfolded. People in the government, they are the one who are sponsoring insecurity, not individuals. I was watching these terrorists. There was a place they were doing peace deal. They came, they said, listen, I swear in the name of Allah, I don't know AK-47. I have never seen guns before. It was the government that came to give us gun. The government give us gun. They asked us to terrorize. They asked us communities to terrorize. Like, why is it that Nigerians don't process all these videos? You just see video, a raw video, you just see it. ISWAP will come, they will say, ISIS will come, they will say, Taraba, convert to Islam or you will kill all of you. Everybody is folding their hand, hoping that, 2027 is going to come and they are going to change anything. Like you hope that Buhari should leave. And Tinubu now enter office, Tinubu became worse.
You all have seen what is happening in Nigeria, in international. This is open secrets. And that is the main reason why the government of Nigeria are afraid of doing anyhow with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because any day Mazi has been released, he's going to reveal a lot of secrets underground. You all know when he was still broadcasting, it is the time he was exposing those bandits, those evil that is going on in Nigeria. Because of that, he was exposing them so massively. That is why they went to Kenya to kidnap him back to Nigeria. And now the US, they are now giving their own view and their own observation concerning the case that Omotosho stand on and they sentence Nnamdi Kanu, which is Omotosho they don't want to even to respect the international law they sign signatory to. You don't want to respect them. So he used to abide with the one that suits them. But if you come like outsider to use international way to come in, he will tell you that Nigeria is a sovereign country. That is how they used to play. And this time we believe that the pressure on the US and the UN is bringing right now. We believe let that pressure come with a force and with, in fact, let the pressure come in with a normal force and a normal sanction, because the governments they need to touch some of them, and they need to do some certain things before they will understand what they are doing. Because the government of Nigeria, Tinubu, he used to believe that he's a god, so nobody is above him apart from God that is in heaven. In fact, a lot is happening in Nigeria, and we believe that Nnamdi Kanu will be released very soon. That is our plan, that is our belief. And we know that anybody that his hand is clean, just that they are laying allegation on the person, at the end the person will still go free. Just that before going, he'll be late. But we believe that very soon they will understand, very soon they will release him, very soon. That is it. Well, we say watch and subscribe and make sure you share it for everyone to see things going on in Nigeria. Thank you for watching.